Hello and welcome to this week's Thursday Tidbit. And today is taking a slightly different format, and that is because I'm taking it from an experience that I had yesterday when I was on the train coming home from a meeting. What? Who does that kind of thing? Us now, apparently. It was very weird having to go into town for a meeting at a specific time. But I digress. I have spoken before about not suffering in silence, not putting up with stuff, being able to express what you need. And yesterday there was a real case in point about this. And it made me realize that actually a lot of the time people think that maybe you think you're not suffering in silence because you do have a good moan, right? And don't get me wrong, I love a good moan, right? I'm not taking away the joy of a good moan here. I'm not taking away the joy of a good grumble. But there are times when we should definitely indulge our grumble and grumble to our friends and have a good old moan. But actually, if this is something that is perpetuating itself and going on, and you find that you're grumbling or moaning to people, so you think you're not suffering in silence because you are expressing how you feel about something, but actually you're not asking the right people or saying the right thing. My experience yesterday, which has highlighted today's Thursday Tidbit, was on the train on the way home. And I sat, so I never sit in the first seats because they are the obvious priority seats, but I do quite like the next seat where you've got the little bit of space. That's just there. It's nice and easy. Now, I wasn't in the priority seats. They were on the other side, but they're not just for priority, right? They're just, if someone comes along, it's your job to move. So I was sat in the seat in front, giving that, easy access to the door and the row behind. And at London Bridge, I was happy. I was actually sat very ensconced in editing for the second publication of my book. And so I was very involved in this, and I suddenly became aware of a grumbling going on behind me. Now, this is London, we get people who are often mentally not that healthy and do like a good old chat to themselves. But I was like, this man's trying to complain about something. He was like, no, people can't read. And there was a notification over the tannoy. He was like, people can't read, got a computer but can't read, priority seats. I'm like, is he having a go at me? Is he trying to say that I'm sitting in the seat he wanted? And I looked and I double checked, no priority seat sticker on mine, no priority seat sticker on the window. No, yep, they're the priority seats over there. And yes, there was a man sat in one and a woman sat in the other. But I was like, I don't understand why this guy's complaining because he's got the same kind of seat directly behind. So he was in the same seat, but just on the parallel side. Didn't really make a difference. All the way from London Bridge down to my stop. And I thought, when I get off, am I going to say something? Because I often do. Because he was grumbling the whole way. And it was starting to get to the point where it really interfered. And I was like, okay, if he wants my seat, why doesn't he just ask me? And if he doesn't want my seat, if he wants someone else's seat, why is he not just going to them and saying, excuse me, that's a priority seat and I need it for whatever his thing was? Or I was a little bit concerned. I didn't want to, confront him if he wasn't quite stable because I wasn't in the energy to be dealing with that myself. So I got up to leave at my stop and he was getting off at the same stop. And as I got up to leave, my foot accidentally knocked his foot, which was under my thing. And I was like, oh my God, it was me he was having a go at. He wanted that extra leg. Actually, he was probably in the best seat because it had extra leg room, but I don't know. And he was like, oh, and I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And he said, oh no, it's fine, it's not your problem. I said, oh, I'm sorry. If you'd wanted my seat, you please. I didn't realize. You should have said something. Oh no, it's not you. You're fine. Like, you're not sitting in a priority seat. They're sitting in a priority seat. And by this time, the man had left. There was just the young woman who was still in that priority seat. And I said, well, sometimes people have a condition. So a friend of mine's got a heart condition that's not obvious. So the young woman had overheard and she said, if you wanted the seat, all you had to do was ask. So the moral of this story is Sometimes a good grumble or a good moan is a really good thing to do. It's a useful thing. But are you in the habit of grumbling? Are you in the habit of not actually asking for what you want? Sometimes if you've got a thing that's just bugging you, and maybe it's a niggle, right? Because he had the same seat. He just had it on the other side. So it was more of a niggle. And if you've got a niggle going on and you're grumbling about it, I ask you this question. Here's my little Thursday tip bit for you. Is it time? Do you actually want to make a complaint? If so, find a way to make that complaint and make it clear. Or do you just need to ask for what you really want? So I'm going to leave you that. You can let me know if you like in the comments below. Are you a bit of a grumbler? Do you know that actually you're stuck in your grumbling and you just hope that the right people hear you? You hope, like this guy was obviously hoping someone would overhear him and then, make him a martyr or something. I'm not sure. I'm not saying you're doing that. But yeah, it was that thing of he was clearly wanting someone's attention. And the more he was just kind of grumbling away to himself and the less people paid attention to him, like the more he frustrated he was making himself. So is there something going on in your life that is a bit of a grumble for you that's becoming worse because you're not asking for what you want or you haven't made that complaint? What might you be able to do? Because when we get stuck in that grumble space, and I was there last weekend with something, but then I decided, okay, what do I really want? And I sent the message and asked for what I really wanted. And guess what? I got it. So my tip bit is, if you've got a grumble that's going on, ask yourself, do you need to make a complaint? Or do you need to ask for what you want? Or are you making yourself more frustrated? And if that's the answer, then the tip is I strongly suggest you ask for what you need or what you want, or find a different way to alleviate your problem. So there we go. Take care. I will be back soon. Bye.